Welcome everyone. So I'm Carolyn. I am one of the account executives at WeTreat, and today we have the pleasure of shining a spotlight on Plush Laser Medical Spa with locations in both Birmingham, Michigan and Scottsdale, Arizona. Joining us today is the visionary behind it all, Sarah. Sarah, thank you so much for being here.
I'm so honored to be here. Thank you so much for having me.
All right, let's dive in. Sarah, what first inspired you to open your business and what was the initial journey like?
I have always encompassed an entrepreneurial spirit and have been a lover of medical aesthetics. I have worked in this industry in various companies over the last 20 years, believe it or not. So it's been wonderful to see the evolution and change and growth within our industry. And I definitely wanted to have an impact and be able to be a part of and have that something that I had the ability to bring in and grow a team and do things in what I think is the best way for our guests, for our team, etc. So I was really inspired to make Plush Laser my own. And in doing so, it has been the most incredible journey. There's not a day that goes by that I am not so grateful and as challenging and rewarding and high highs and low lows as being an entrepreneur can be. There's not a single day that I would trade it for anything else.
I can tell you've done an exceptional job. Were there any particular hurdles that you experienced, like certain times during your business life cycle that just was tough?
Yes. And every day we face different challenges. I think the more resilient you can become to problem solving, looking at challenges as an opportunity for another, a new opportunity, a new way forward, and just the way you perceive those challenges for me has been the most important. But absolutely, I don't think any business goes without challenges and hurdles. But I do know that when you are willing to do whatever it takes, when you're willing to do right by people, when you have an amazing team, it makes all of that so much better and so much more enjoyable. As you grow and you prioritize putting systems in place and investing in your team and investing in the long term as a marathon versus a sprint, it then sets the foundation and the groundwork to be able to handle challenges as they come and will always come, just much better.
Your journey has definitely led you to success. With the recent expansion into Scottsdale, what were some of the deciding factors when choosing to expand?
It was never a question of will we expand? I have a very big vision for Plush. So it was more of where to and when, even from the very beginning. So it was wonderful to be able to get clear on where that next place was going to be as early as we did from the start of Plush.
Were there certain factors or sectors that you looked at that made you choose Scottsdale versus any other place in the nation?
That's such a great question because it is quite a jump to have, we go down the street, we went across the country. There were several factors based on what the market, the desire for our services were in Scottsdale, but a lot of personal components too. And when it comes to building our team and doing that, it's a long-term vision. So we have our creative agency they're based in Scottsdale. And then we also have Liz, who's with us and runs the Scottsdale location. She was in a consulting relationship with Plush prior to that. And a lot of what cultivated Scottsdale being the second place for us was her desire to come on full time at the time where we felt that that was going to be a really great spot for us. So there was very divine timing and alignment when it came to that. We also have family there, and it's a wonderful place to be. So it kind of all, I will say what I said at the time, this was like the next most natural, organic place for us, as kind of out there as that sounds, because it's such a jump, but it was fully aligned for that to be the next Plush location.
I love that you say that, because often there's so many opportunities, and sometimes you want to walk through those doors that are wide open. So it's kind of sounded like it chose you as much as you chose that location, and
that's for sure. It's a great way to put it.
Yes, all the signs kind of pointed you there. So that sounds like it was kind of meant to be too. So Plush Laser's expertise is with laser hair removal, I see, and you have since expanded. What are your favorite treatments, and why did you add certain treatments? What led you to that?
So laser in general is our OG area of expertise. We found it very important to niche down and be the master of our craft. Prior to Plush Laser, I, as a registered nurse and treatment provider, had performed most all of the amazing services that are out there, but we wanted to really be a master of our craft versus a full service menu. In my experience, laser hair removal specifically, in combination with laser facials for skin rejuvenation, because smooth and glowing go very well hand in hand, were those like must-have services. Like, I just, to my bones, will tell you that if you have unwanted hair, we must do laser hair removal and save you the time and long-term cost and pain of shaving and waxing every day. So I very much, as a busy entrepreneur, know that where you can save time is so important. So the myriad of benefits to laser treatments, not just from the results and the confidence, but everything else that it also is, we're able to provide to our guests, was what to me made it such a must-have service. And then with the expansion of our skin rejuvenation menu, we still have stayed so niche and intentional, but we've wanted to be able to provide a holistic approach to healthy skin. Therefore, between our laser facials, micro needling, and our skin better peels, we have really easy, minimal to no downtime options that work so well in combination with each other and can really have a curated regimen to get our guests feeling like they have their very best skin, all while still being under the umbrella of a niche, simple way to do so.
I love that. So you have your bread and butter, and it kind of like builds off of that. All wonderful services. I fully support it because I personally get all of them. So they are all the best. Your Instagram channel is pretty engaging. How important do you think social media presence is for your med spa?
A social media presence is imperative for your med spa or any business. In my opinion, it's your digital business card. It's the first impression. And within a lot of the area of our target demographic, they're going to social media. They're going to Instagram. I don't know the data on this, but I'd say it's pretty unlikely that somebody's going to visit you for the first time without having looked at, especially for a medical aesthetic treatment, without having reviewed your Instagram, your website, your Google reviews. Those are really the corner house of your digital representation before somebody ever has an opportunity to come experience for the first time. So I think it's wildly important. And we have our creative team I mentioned earlier, who they're the ones who are in Scottsdale, and they just do the most incredible job. They do such a great job. They have really created and cultivated the brand that is Plush Laser. So I would say, as much as the importance is there with a social media presence, so is finding the person who is going to create and manage that for you. And in the beginning, that was I mean, I wore every hat. Now we try to just find the best partners that's their niche, and that's like the master of their craft. So that's really been really important, I would say, as far as Plush Laser goes.
Yeah, I have had clinics mention sometimes, creating content. Like, do you have your staff help create the content and photos, or do you have people come in and do professional photos? What is your take on getting your own personal content at your facility?
So we prioritize and invest in our marketing. It is one of the most important functions of our business, especially for laser hair removal predominantly being our majority of our business. We need new people to come experience Plush every single day. Otherwise, they buy a package and they oftentimes, they don't need us anymore. So due to that, we do invest in professional photography for our branding routinely throughout the year. And then we will also get behind the scenes content, and that can be either myself or one of our other team members. That is another thing I think that having the master of their craft professional be a part of in creating that for us has been really important, and it's proven to pay off.
Yeah, amazing. It has, because it's so beautiful. Looking ahead, what is your vision for Plush Laser in the next 5 years?
Keep an eye out for a Plush Laser near you in your local community.
We're ready for it.
We definitely want to expand our brand, our mission, and be able to serve greater.
Awesome. What sets Plush Laser apart from its competitors?
One thing that is so important to us and our number one core value is we are the laser experts. We proudly do it best. And our next is that we provide an elevated guest experience every single time, really honing in and becoming the best at what you do, and not necessarily the best at all things, but really having that laser focus, no pun intended, is a great differentiator for our business in combination with the experience. So the atmosphere, the connection, all of those things we really prioritize and invest to make sure we are always doing best by our guests. People value and they care about that. And those are going to be your guests who are going to share with their friends and family. And now everybody comes to Plush because they've had not only the greatest results, but such a wonderful experience and combination.
Absolutely. Is there anything your new or returning customers need to know about Plush and your specialists, or that you would like them to know?
So a few things that we pride ourselves on as being the laser experts and providing an elevated guest experience. All of our treatments are performed by registered nurses, and whether our registered nurses come to the table with a wealth of experience by hand-picked selection, or we provide extensive Plush training, we take very seriously our training and education, safety, efficacy when it comes to the treatments we provide. And I think our guests definitely know that from experiencing Plush, but it's also a really important thing to know when selecting where you're going to go for your services.
Yes, absolutely. So for WeTreat, we're so proud to support entrepreneurs such as yourself. In what ways has WeTreat been supported to Plush Laser?
We could not be more grateful for the partnership with WeTreat. We wouldn't be where we are today without WeTreat, and we wouldn't have been able to open and expand and do so as today, I would say effortlessly. There was a lot of effort involved on our end, but it was able, like the support and the seamless, again, having somebody who is the master at their craft, being and connecting with that and being able to have just the level of support from WeTreat, I mean, has been a huge contributor to the success we've had and where we are today.
Oh, I love that. We love to hear it. For aspiring entrepreneurs in the med spa industry, what advice would you give others?
Become the very, very, very best at the services that you're offering. Make sure that you've taken advantage and then some of all the training and education available to you, and figure out who you want to serve and try to be the best you can be and over provide value, versus necessarily thinking you have to do it all or be everything to everybody. Find what resonates, what's aligned with you in terms of the services that you're going to offer and the guest population you're going to offer. And the more you can be different in a very expansive industry, I think the more success you'll have.
That's great advice. Finding your niche and what you want to offer patients, I feel like they would gravitate to you and feel comfortable at your facility. When you were choosing who to partner with, did you explore other options before choosing WeTreat? And what made you ultimately decide to partner with us?
I discovered WeTreat on Google, and at the time it was the most comprehensive option. And I honestly thought it was too good to be true. And so when I found out the extent of the support and services and how much what I described at the time, it was like a business in a box. It really was a plug and play support for safety, compliance, operations, the partnership of being able to make sure you're starting off the right way. And then therefore, with the right foundation, you're going to be able to grow much more effectively. Once I had the first conversation with WeTreat, I did not explore any other options because I was so thrilled with what WeTreat had to offer. And, you know, even today, still, like I mentioned, couldn't be happier. So, and I've referred many of my friends in the industry to work with WeTreat. And if you are able to find the experts who can really help set you off on the right foot, it's just a no-brainer. It's a must.
Would you recommend WeTreat to others in getting started and opening their own venture?
Oh my gosh, of course, you have to. I have recommended to other providers. I think especially as a solopreneur, or even if you have a group of individuals who are going to be providing services, I believe in saving time, energy, resources, not reinventing the wheel. And I will also share that, as you know, state to state, there are what the differences and the changes in this industry, especially from just a legal and compliance standpoint.
Sure.
You want to make sure that, I mean, as your business is going to be everything to you, and you want to make sure that you are just in the best hands possible.
Yes, absolutely. Well, thank you so much for sharing your insights and your expertise with us today. Is there anything else that you would like to share about Plush Laser, your team, or your expertise?
I would just say that we are honored to be able to serve, to over-deliver value to our guests, and to be a boutique experience and stay true to that. Has only benefited our guests as well as our team and the growth potential that they have as individuals as Plush Laser grows. It's a really, really cool opportunity when starting your own business to see like everything kind of grow and flourish simultaneously.
I love that. I love that. Awesome. Well, thank you so much.